All right, well, I'm starting Cappadocia Church online. And I think the first thing that I want to address is how poorly done online churches have been done. And I think what the real direction and methods need to be, and maybe even eventually move into an online social media for Christianity um, around the world. But the first thing is that they try to get into the music business. Bad music, we don't need music, okay? We are consumers. We can go online, we can go to websites, we can go to YouTube channels of any Christian artist, any artist we want, period. We can't compete with the secular people at all. We would probably have three Christian music artists who honestly, at a real honest level, are able to record in the secular world. And so this is just a ridiculous game to play in, and it's just all a part of trying to play into the culture wars instead of trying to become the kingdom of Christ. They're trying to become the kingdom of the world instead of the kingdom of Christ, which goes far beyond anything and it transcends everything. And trying to live in our own realm and trying to live in their realm instead of our own realm. So what we need to do is to focus on the evangelistic aspect, the educational aspect as Christians, the sermons, and building ourselves up, building up our own psyche, our own Christian experience, and building up that of our families and spreading it to others. That's what we really need to do, because we really ultimately, as a society, we're becoming far too contentious because of the politicization of Christianity and other social spheres, and it's largely because political leaders play on people's ideas and beliefs, and they exploit them, even though they don't even believe in them themselves. So they may say they do, they may have even been brought up in it. But you go to Washington, it's all out the window, because it doesn't matter. You could be worth $1 billion or 10 cents. They'll either find a way to bribe you, extort you, or they'll find a way, or blackmail you, one of those things. So and Christian and any type of religion in the government is bad. Okay, look at Europe after the Reformation. But all those Protestant countries that were killing people literally because they disagreed with them over very simple things sometimes, and they started making lots of very strict rules because it becomes all about power. Because to these people, it's all about power. They want to use you. So we're not going to get into this whole thing of of manifest destiny or a Christian nation or sea to shining sea, or we're gonna go out there and we're not going to play the game of the moral majority. We already are morally superior. We don't need to be morally majority. We don't need to be the moral majority. We already have the King of Kings. We do not need a president to be the head of Christianity. We do not need another Christian leader when we have the real McCoy sitting on the throne and telling us what we need to be doing. It's just ridiculous. So what we're going to focus on is building bridges, not walls. We're going to focus on trying to build each other up and look forward in a very positive way, because that's how we do it. We're not going to go after people because of their because they have a because they have a different opinion than us, or they live a different lifestyle than us. And just because somebody's sinning doesn't mean that we go out there and we bark on them and attack them and try to destroy them. We try to build them up and try to give them a hand and try to get them out of the situation they're in a way that's productive, not destructive. Because we're supposed to be building people up, not tearing each other down. And that's a problem. And we're not encouraging people. When's the last time you've seen one of these political pundit preachers out there go out there and try to build somebody up? They don't. They constantly tear down their things. And I will never use my name on here because I don't want my personal beliefs and life to be a part of this. I want to try to keep it separated. So you can call me I'll just make up a name. you can call me Brother Ichthus. Okay, just call me Brother Ichthus. That's fine with me. So anyhow, well, we're gonna work on that, and we're gonna have services. I'm gonna post the videos uh, of of the little sermonette speeches uh, every every Saturday evening. Um, I think the Catholic Church got that right. You know, because let's when they started offering Saturday Mass and Friday Mass, because people on Sunday are trying to get geared up to go back to work. It's early in the morning. Most people, even if they're not going out partying, they have a family and their kids are up late on Saturday night anyway. So, and if you go do it on Friday, people just got off work, so they want to go out somewhere else, or you know um, they're just totally swamped from working all week. So I think Saturday evening is probably the best time. Um, I think I think we have a lot of potential. There's a lot of really good topics, and I'm going to address them. And everything that you think time, I think I'm going to go a certain way with the direction. I'm going to go a little bit different most of the time, way that you think by the topic, and I'm going to bring up things that a lot of people haven't thought of, because I've done a lot of really in-depth study with the history and language and the scriptures themselves and the cultural background, and I've worked with people with application, doing lots of ministry. I worked with the homeless. I worked with the super rich. I worked with the minorities and different immigrant communities. You know, and so I have a lot of different backgrounds and way to deal with this. But the big thing is you can go online and work for the whole world, and because we've done it globally, and I've done that in the past, not just the stuff that I used to do in the communities and different cities, um, but I've done a lot of that, because you can talk to people, countries who it's not an option otherwise for them. You know, they don't really have an option to talk to people about God, and so I think we need to be loving, accepting, compassionate, have empathy. We need to build each other up. We need to treat you know, immigrants or foreigners, as the Bible says, as somebody, as one of our own, somebody who is a citizen. We need to love our neighbors as ourselves. We need to love our enemies. We need to be constructive, because backing any political spectrum, backing any particular social leader in society is going to inherently involve bad stuff, because they have their motives. Okay, there are reasons why the world is corrupt, and when we fall into those traps, we get brought in, and then we get suckered in, and then the church suffers as a result. And these people don't care what happens to the church. They really don't. They may hand out things and say, "Oh, I care because this is happening," but they don't. They're only doing it because they know an election's coming up, or they could potentially get votes, or they could get the leaders behind them who could get them votes, because the leaders think their offerings are going to drop. That's all they're thinking about. They're thinking, "How can I get power?" And it's a rat race, and you're in it right now. I've been in it, and we can get out of this rat race, and we can be constructive, and we can build up the kingdom. But we're gonna have to put down the culture war, and we're gonna have to pick up the kingdom war. And I want you to join me every Saturday, or whenever I decide to have additional posts, and get involved in the kingdom war. And sometimes I'll be live, so we can talk, hopefully. So thank you.